Greetings, friends, and welcome to Enigma Night Gaming. My name is Liara, and I will be your guide in today's adventure. Today, we're playing Danganronpa 2, and in today's episode, we are going to be tackling the class trial. How's that gonna go? Well, without further ado, let's hop into the game. Alright, so we are at the court prep. I don't think we have any skills. Yeah, there's no skills. Byakuya Togami was killed. The blue hue of our vacation is now a crimson red. Is the killer really one of us, or is it someone else? The class trial starts now. Alright, so, we're gonna keep the difficulty the same as we picked originally. The e-handbook. So, let's just take a look at our truth bullets. We have the Monokuma file. The victim's body was discovered in the dining hall of the old building near the Hotel Mirai. The estimated time of death is 11:30 p.m. I feel like the time of death is going to be important. The victim was repeatedly stabbed over 10 times between the throat and abdominal region, resulting in death. Aside from that, the body has no other external injuries and no chemicals such as poison were detected. The body under the table is face down as if Byakuya were reaching for something. Okay? We have the knife. A bloodstained knife was found under the table where the body was discovered. A glowing paint-like substance coats it. The glow-in-the-dark paint, I assume. Bloodstain under the table. A pool of blood formed around the body underneath the table. A lot of blood was splattered against the inside of the tablecloth. Also, there was no sign that the body was dragged through the bloodstain. Gaps in the floorboard. Did he die underneath? The floorboards of the dining hall are full of gaps. Gundam dropped one of his earrings through these gaps. I think that might be important. AC timer. The AC timer was set to 11:30. Night vision goggles. Found under the table where the body was discovered. Apparently it came from the supermarket. So we also have the embarrassing pose, which we will not be viewing right now if we can at all help it. That's where poor I forgot her name. She fell, yeah, and it was a very embarrassing pose. It's embarrassing for me. We're going to skip that one. Hopefully we don't need it. Nekomaru kept trying to use the bathroom since before the party started, but someone was using it the whole time. He was able to enter the bathroom after Byakuya's body was discovered. Mikan, that's who it was. She was in the embarrassing pose. According to Mikan's autopsy, Byakuya sustained several puncture wounds to his chest and abdomen. The wounds were inflicted by a thin, sharp weapon, roughly 5 millimeters in diameter. So I wonder if that knife qualifies. I'm not sure. Kazuichi's account. During the search for Byakuya after the blackout, Kazuichi headed straight to the office. He didn't see anyone there, including Pico. A threatening letter was found inside Byakuya's room. Be careful, the first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone. Chiaki's account. When Chiaki was standing guard outside, Fuyuhiko apparently came to the old building, then walked away. So he wasn't in the bathroom, clearly. Kitchen door equipment list. The knife was found at the crime scene. Was not included on the kitchen equipment list. All the dangerous equipment that could be a potential weapon was confiscated by Byakuya. Apparently there's an iron plate for a barbecue and a portable stove for cooking hot pots. The fire door. If a fire breaks out, the fire door in the hallway of the old building can be shut to keep the fire from spreading. Party dishes. Teruteru poured his heart and soul into cooking various party dishes. However, Akane and Pico were the only ones who ate them, and I'm wondering if they might have gotten a bit of food poisoning, because Pico didn't feel so good. Teruteru's account. The gas stove in the kitchen is powered by electricity. That's why Teruteru couldn't use it during the blackout. Okay? Storage room in the tablecloth. A bloodstained tablecloth was found randomly stuffed inside the laundry hamper. So it's possible Byakuya wasn't killed where he's at. He could have been transported with this, right? Irons in the storage room. There were 3 irons placed inside the storage room. When Nagito found them, they were all turned on. I think that's what helped trip the power. Ibuki's account. During the blackout, Ibuki was able to discern all the noise that people were making. And so we have all of the stuff that they were saying. And then we have the Duralumin case. There is the case that Byakuya had with him. There's a lot of security equipment inside and a hard plastic case as well. The key to the other Duralumin case is inside here also. Okay, so that is our truth bullets. That is what we have in order to go into this class trial. So let's go ahead and finish our preparations and see what we have in store for us. It's going to be amazing. Oh boy. Class trial.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
Okay.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote
I love
for
how
who done it.
Monami is just hanging from a rope.
If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Okay.
Such a cruel rule.
Before we begin, I'd like to confirm one thing. Is there really a killer among us?
Most definitely. There's no doubt that the blackened is lurking among you. Such a sad state of affairs, isn't it?
Makes me
By
wonder.
the way, this class trial is gonna be 100% fair, so there's no need to worry.
There's always a need to worry when Monokuma is
I'm
involved.
the type who hates favoritism and prejudice. Well, not as much as I hate Monami, of course.
You hate me that much?
Poor Monami. She's just like swinging.
Now, let's begin.
You're telling us to begin, but what are we supposed to do?
No complaining, let's just settle this with our fists.
Were
Okay.
you even listening to the rules?
Didn't that Byakuya bastard get killed in the dining hall, huh? Then everyone there is a suspect.
Okay.
Yeah, what you're really trying to say is that you're not the killer, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys went off on your own and started killing each other. This has nothing to do with me.
So you say.
What does that mean?
Anyway, why don't we try talking about the most pressing issue on our minds?
Huh. The most pressing issue on our minds?
Yeah, what is that, I wonder?
Where we found the body. It's very strange to find a body underneath a table.
Yeah, I guess that's so.
Then, let's start with that mystery.
Okay. The reason why Byakuya's body was discovered under the dining hall table. We can start with that, but ultimately, we need to find out who murdered him, for sure. If we can't do that... No, thinking about if is a waste of time. We have to do this, no matter what. So the class trial has finally started. From this point on, I will provide simple tutorials at every important moment. I'm sorry, but please excuse my ear-tainting rudeness. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, all of your classmates will speak one after the other without any breaks. It's up to you to reveal any lies or mistakes contained within their statements. This means you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Out of all the truth bullets you find during your investigation, only the relevant ones will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the mouse to move the reticle, then fire, okay, with the left mouse button, we know this. Pay close attention to each character's statements and choose your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. You can press the escape key during these arguments and review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright, we're on a time limit. Make your argument. So, gaps in the floorboard, knife, and the blood stain under the table. Okay? These are our truth bullets.
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
Yeah?
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there.
I mean, that's possible, but there's a blood stain under the table.
Obviously, by hiding the body, they tried to delay its discovery.
Okay.
Like
So-
a dog burying a bone.
It's gotta be the blood stain under the table that we talk about, right? Huh, what he just said was strange. It clearly contradicts the information I know.
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
Okay.
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
I feel like there was a way in the
After the
first game
killer
we
murdered
could speed it
Byakuya.
up, but I don't remember how now.
They probably moved the body there.
No, that's wrong.
All right, yeah, because there was a bloodstain under the table, clearly.
No, I don't think the killer moved the body.
I mean, but then how do we explain the tablecloth?
Huh? Why?
Try to remember what the body looked like when we found it under the table.
Right. It was face
Though
down in
there
a
was a
pile
lot
of
of
blood.
blood everywhere, there was no sign the killer actually dragged the body through it.
That's true. There were no drag marks.
So that's why you think it's impossible that the killer moved the body. I see. I get your point.
Yeah.
Aw, and here I thought I had a genius idea.
Too bad you're so stupid and boring and unpopular. Your life is meaningless.
Hey, why don't you say something positive for once?
I respond better to praise, you know.
Yeah, everyone
But if
does.
the killer didn't move the body, why was it under the table?
Right.
Byakuya was probably killed under the table.
I think he was going for
You
the.
think he was killed under the table?
Yeah.
So Byakuya snuck under the table for reasons unknown, and that's when he was killed.
Okay.
Then, shortly thereafter, we found his body under the table.
Right.
That does make sense, but why did he go under the table?
I think he was going for the night vision goggles,
Obviously,
right?
he was hiding so he could surprise us. That dude was always a big jokester.
I don't think so,
The hell
Akane.
he was? You seriously couldn't tell what kind of person he was?
Yeah.
Maybe he panicked during the blackout and dove under the table.
I don't think so.
It's a blackout, not an earthquake. Just because the power went out doesn't mean he'd dive under the table.
I think he saw
The
something.
reason why is probably connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, don't you think?
I think so. I think he saw something. The reason Byakuya dove under the table, if it's connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, then it's probably, let's see. What would it be? The murder threat, a threatening letter. The first kill will happen tonight. It could be the murder threat. I think that might be the closest thing, right? The murder threat? I think this may sound presumptuous, but I think that's wrong.
Crap!
Everyone's staring. Looks like I just made a fool of myself in front of everyone. All right, so the reason Byakuya dove under the table... Oh, maybe it was the case. Maybe it was the Durolumin case, right? A lot of security equipment? Maybe? No. Okay, so what? I'm confused. If it's what he was connected to doing during the party. Headed straight to the office, Chiaki's account. Then what? I don't understand. I'm very confused about this. What exactly would it have been? The knife? Maybe? Night vision. Oh, maybe it was. Maybe that's what we needed. The night vision goggles. No. No.
Crap!
Okay, so what is it? We're like losing all of our health, man. What was he doing? The knife? I really...
I can prove it with this.
Okay. So we had the right idea, just not the
Probably
particular
has something
item.
to do with the knife we found under the table.
Right.
Knife?
Okay.
Oh, you mean that thing that obviously screams, I am the murder weapon!
Okay.
Byakuya probably noticed the knife was hidden there. So in order to get it, he moved under the table.
Right?
He was particularly sensitive to the presence of dangerous items, so I cannot deny that possibility.
Of course, of
But
course.
how did he notice that there was a knife under the table?
I think he saw it
If he knew
glowing,
beforehand,
right?
He probably would have done something about it before the blackout, right?
Right. I don't think he saw it until after
Instead
the
of
lights
knowing
went
about
out.
it beforehand, maybe he saw it right at that moment.
Yes.
Like, for example, he might have seen someone trying to take the knife out from under the table.
Maybe?
No, that's not possible.
What? You seem rather confident about
Hey,
that.
Everett, welcome in.
Of course. I have proof to back me up.
Okay, what proof is this going to be?
This is almost like a real trial.
Oh boy. During the previous statements, there was only one weak spot, but from this point on, there will be various weak spots standing in your way. No matter how many weak spots there are, there will be only one lie or contradiction in the debate at a time. This means there will be false weak spots. If you shoot a false weak spot with a truth bullet, not only will you fail to refute what was said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone and your influence gauge will take damage. If your influence gauge reaches 0, you will fail, so please be extra careful. Okay. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or mistakes. Also, if you concentrate by holding down the space key, you can progress the argument slowly. Pause it whenever you feel like the statements are moving too fast for you to aim. However, this does consume the focus gauge, so please be careful. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can also review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright, so I feel like there was a way to speed it up, but we don't know. We can slow it down at least. Knife, bloodstain under the table, gaps in the floorboard, AC timer, night vision goggles. Okay, so we got like 5.
I'm sure Byakuya ducked under the table
Okay.
during the blackout.
That sounds correct.
Okay.
If that's the case... During the blackout, Mr. Ham Hands
Okay.
must have seen the killer take the knife.
Okay, and they're gonna say how.
But it was
It's gonna be with
super pitch
these.
black.
Right?
It was so dark I couldn't see my food.
Of course not.
Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
Night vision goggles. That's
I
gotta be
doubt
what it
he
is,
could have
right?
seen the killer.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's gotta be it, right? It's true getting under that table during the blackout would have been nearly impossible, but
I'm sure Byakuya ducked under the table.
okay.
During the blackout, must have seen the killer.
But it was super. It was so dark I couldn't see my...
Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
There we go.
No, that's
Night
wrong.
vision. Alright. We knew he was using the night vision goggles. They had to come out of the Duralumin
Byakuya
case,
was
right?
probably the only one who was able to see in the dark.
Right.
Why do you say that?
He was using those night vision goggles we found under the table. He could have seen what was happening.
Exactly.
So, are you saying Byakuya was the one who used those night vision goggles?
That's what I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
that seems to be the case.
Exactly.
Your reasoning is out of focus.
How? Explain. What does
No,
that
that's
mean?
obviously wrong. It should be the other way around.
What?
Other way around?
What do you mean?
Seriously? The killer used those night vision goggles, not Byakuya.
I mean, that was what I thought also. It seems odd. Were you surprised by Mahiru's sudden argument? Just between you and me, I was also surprised. Just kidding, I'm sorry. Now that when this kind of argument surfaces, you will go into a one-on-one debate called Rebuttal Showdown. In this mode, you have to counter the other person's claim, draw out their weak spots, and argue against them. Please counter the other person's remarks with WASD keys, okay? Based on the shape of their remark, it's important to know whether to cut vertically, sideways, or diagonally. Based on that, you can skew the debate's mood to your advantage. On the other hand, if you ignore the other person's remarks, it will skew toward their advantage. In the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, a number display that shows the sharpness of your counter is displayed. This is the number of times you can cut remarks during one round of the debate. You will lose counts of sharpness even if you miss, so please be very careful. When the mood skews to your advantage for a certain length of time, the other party's argument changes. This means the conversation will develop. If that happens, they will end up divulging some weak spots. However, you cannot normally cut remarks that contain weak spots. Instead, it will skew the mood towards the other party's advantage. Plus, it's going to be very big. Just like a regular debate, please refute any weak spots with the left mouse button. Okay, this is very confusing. Hopefully, it'll make more sense when we do it. Of course, you don't have the correct truth blade. You will not be able to cut an opponent's remark. Huh? What's a truth blade? I'm terribly sorry. It appears there's been a delay in contacting you. I'll make sure the person in charge of contacting you takes a very long vacation. In this mode, truth bullets will be called truth blades. That's about it. There won't be any other changes to your handbook menu. Only the name was changed, but don't you think a change in feeling is important? If you press the escape key, okay, you can review the controls. Good luck and have fun. That was super confusing. Hopefully we'll know what to do here. Okay, irons in the storage room, knife, Duralumin case. I suspect it's going to be Duralumin case, but we'll see. Okay.
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
What are we supposed to do?
Damn it!
I can't just listen to what she's saying. I also need to respond.
If you just use the killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Okay.
Where's your proof
Advance.
that the killer used them?
Alright.
Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Oh, retreat. Oh, whoops.
Damn it!
She's gonna go back to the original topic.
If you just use common sense, the killer obviously used those night vision
Okay.
goggles. That's gotta be it.
Okay, okay. So we can't do the
Where's
last
your proof that the
sentence,
killer used them?
right?
Because if they used night, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, so those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Allow me to
Maybe?
cut through those words.
The killer brought them to the crime scene. We have the Duralum
Byakuya
case,
was
right?
definitely the one who brought those night vision goggles.
Yeah, in the case, because that's where the box was.
Definitely? But why?
Because, yeah, the
Inside
empty box
Duralum
was in
case
there.
Byakuya had with him during the party. We found a smaller case for storing the night vision goggles.
Yes, exactly.
Which means we can assume that the night vision goggles were kept inside that Duralumin case as well.
Uh-huh.
Woohoo! I said assume! Ibuki never uses such clever language.
Plus, Byakuya was the only one who could have taken the night vision goggles out of the case.
Because he's the only one who had
Since
the
he was
key.
carrying it around before the blackout in the first place.
Right?
I see. When you put it like that, it makes sense.
Okay.
Then, was that knife inside the case too?
That was taped
If
under
there
the
were night vision
table.
goggles inside, it wouldn't be weird for a knife to be in there too.
It would be weird.
I am weird, aren't I? At times like this, I'd rather be fantasizing about tonight's main dish.
Okay.
Ooh, you totally mean that in a perverted way.
The knife was brought in the Duralum case along with the night vision goggles too? No, that's not possible. Yeah, it was. The knife was hidden in the dining hall before the party even started. I should be able to prove it. It was the duct tape, right?
I see! There was duct tape left under the table where the body was found.
Right.
Huh? Duct tape?
Exactly.
They probably hid the knife by duct taping it to the underside of the table.
And they painted it with glow-in-the-dark paint.
So that's why we found duct tape there.
Yes.
Though Byakuya was thorough, even he couldn't have noticed a weapon taped to the underside of the table.
Yes.
This may be off topic, but why was Byakuya acting so paranoid? Not only did he bring a self-defense kit, but he had night vision goggles inside the case too.
I think it was because he got the note, right?
He went above and beyond, being a little cautious.
Now that you mention it, that applies to the dangerous items he confiscated as well.
Right?
It's one thing to be a little cautious, but performing a body check is a bit much.
Is
He
it?
probably knew. Someone was planning to commit a murder.
Are you saying he predicted the murder?
No,
Could
he
it
had a
be?
note.
Was he also in possession of the all-seeing eye?
You think so too, right, Hajime?
Yes, we do. That's right. Byakuya probably knew there was the possibility that a murder would occur because of the note. I think it's under murder threat, right?
I can prove it with this.
Yes. We're getting
Everyone,
our health back.
Can you please take a look at this?
Yes. The first kill will happen tonight. Be careful. The first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone.
Hey, the hell is this?
That's what was in
Hajime
his
and I
room.
found this in Byakuya's cottage.
It
Exactly.
looks like a threatening letter someone sent to him.
So, who's the someone?
The killer?
Nobody
Maybe?
besides Monokuma would write such a dumb, threatening letter
I
like
mean,
that.
that could also be a possibility.
Was it me?
So you
Are
say.
you sure?
The only lies I tell are friendly lies.
What does that even mean?
Those are still lies.
Doesn't matter who wrote it yet. So, Byakuya became paranoid because of this threatening letter?
Apparently.
He probably decided to throw a party because of the letter.
Yeah, okay.
What do you mean?
To keep everyone
By
safe,
gathering
right?
everyone in one place, he tried to create a situation where everyone could keep tabs on each other.
Yes.
In doing so, he tried to put the writer of the letter in a situation where they couldn't act.
Yes, but he failed.
But the letter might have been just a little prank.
Maybe.
As long as he was determined not to let any of us die, he couldn't take that risk.
Exactly.
A strong sense of responsibility made him believe the letter was legitimate.
I mean, better to assume it's legitimate than, you know, the other way around, I would think.
He should have told us he received a threatening letter.
Maybe.
If he had, we would have panicked. Byakuya probably knew that too.
Yeah, I think so.
So, he tried to do something about it without telling anyone?
Exactly. That's exactly what he did.
Strong sense of responsibility as our leader was his undoing.
Yes.
Screw that noise! Who the hell wrote that letter?
Well, obviously, the killer.
Okay. The killer. Is it really one of us? Who is it? Among us, who's the one who killed Byakuya?
Enough already! Show yourself, you coward!
He has two different colored eyes, I just noticed.
If they were willing to come forward, they never would have committed a murder in the first place.
Yeah. But I still can't believe it. Someone in this room killed Byakuya. There's no way I can believe that yet.
Pardon me. Can I say something, please?
Sure.
What is it, Miss Sonia?
I regret that I must return to this topic, but I just realized something concerning the night vision goggles.
He wasn't wearing them.
If Byakuya was indeed wearing those goggles, how did the killer manage to navigate in the dark?
You're right. They wouldn't have been able to see anything without the night vision goggles.
So maybe the killer got into the Duralumin box and took the night vision goggles for themselves.
But if the murderer had the goggles when they took the knife, then how did Byakuya see them?
Even if the knife bore some sort of mark, it would have been difficult to see it in that darkness.
Not the glow-in-the-dark paint, though. The killer definitely used a mark, yes. And because of this mark, the killer was able to get the knife from under the table into his hands. It was the glowing paint.
I see!
Right.
What if the glowing paint was the mark? With that, you'd be able to get the knife even in the dark. In actuality, the knife we found under the table and the duct tape stuck to the underside of the table were both marked with glowing paint, right?
Yes.
Does that mean the killer painted them in advance?
I mean, that's the way it
But
seems.
painting them with glowing paint? It's as if they knew the blackout was going to happen.
Yes, it was
They
planned.
had to have already known. That's why they used the glowing paint as a mark.
Yes.
Which means whoever set up the blackout is the killer.
Yes.
That seals it. The killer is whoever was in the office with the circuit breaker.
No.
Which means it was you, Peko Pekoyama!
Nope, it was not.
Peko killed poor Byakuya? Was this island not big enough for 2 glasses wearers?
I am not the killer.
She is not.
Oh, I guess she's not.
How can you believe her so easily?
But with Peko's height, I don't think she'd be able to reach the circuit breaker in the office.
Yes, that is probably
I
true.
don't care about a technicality like that. Peko's the one who tripped the breaker and caused the blackout.
No, I don't think so. By tripping the breaker directly from the office, Peko was the one who caused the blackout. Is that really what happened? No, it's not. It's clearly not. After this debate, blue-colored weak spots will start appearing. If we call the weak spots you've seen up until now argue spots, the blue-colored weak spots will be called agree spots. When shooting agree spots with true bullets, you need to flip your way of thinking. Instead of arguing that the other person's testimony contains lies or mistakes, please fire the truth bullets that prove the other person's testimony is correct. Okay, when the truth bullets merge with their weakness, they will become logically sound agreement. Isn't it a little hot in here? From now on, you must infer whether it's best to argue or agree based on what's being debated. Okay, that's pretty cool. If you press the escape key, okay, and good luck and have fun. Of course, of course, of course. That's really cool. I like that. The agree. All right, Tetsuru's Chiaki's account.
Since Peko was...
We gotta see, what were their accounts? It was during the search for Byakuya, Kazuichi headed straight for the office. He didn't see anyone there, including Peko. Okay, so Kazuichi said Peko wasn't even there. Chiaki said Fuyuhiko apparently came to the old building, then walked away. Who was the other one? Teruteru. What was Taro's? Oh, that was the one that the gas stove was powered by electricity. That's why he couldn't use it during the blackout. Was that the three of them? It was Nekomaro. Whoops. Let's see. What was his? His was that somebody was in the bathroom. Okay. So somebody was in the bathroom. She could have caused the blackout at any time.
Impossible.
Taro and...
Huh?
Okay.
Why is it impossible?
Okay.
Because I was not in the office.
That's correct.
Not even before the blackout.
Okay.
What happened to your
Yeah,
guard duty?
that's true. And that was... I keep hitting to see the controls. That was Kazuichi's account. During the search for Byakuya, after the blackout, Kazuichi headed straight to the office. He didn't see anyone there, including Peko. Okay, so let's see what else there is.
Oh, you weren't in the office?
Oh, we
That's
can't
clearly
do that.
a desperate excuse.
Nekomaro's account? Oh, I bet that was... Just from listening to Peko's testimony, it's not weird to doubt her, but I feel like I spoke to someone during the investigation who totally backs up her testimony. Yes, and I think that was Nekomaro. He was trying to use the bathroom since before the party started, but someone was using it the whole time. Is that what we do? Because that's the only one that makes sense of the ones we have, right?
She could have caused the blackout at any time.
Okay.
That's impossible.
So let's agree with her statement about not being there before.
Why is it impossible?
Because I was not in the office.
Even before.
Not even before the blackout.
Yes.
I agree
right?
with that.
Okay. So let's see what happens. Because she was in the bathroom with food poisoning, right?
No, I think Peko is telling the truth.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're crushing on Peko.
Yeah, it's nothing like that at all. Nekomaro's account is actually Peko's alibi.
Exactly. I've been trying to use it many times, but the door just won't open at all.
It's true. Someone was occupying the bathroom for a long time shortly after the party started.
Yes.
And it was finally freed up after Byakuya's body was discovered.
Then the person who was in the bathroom that whole time was actually...
Peko.
Everyone else besides Peko was in the dining hall after the party started, right?
Yeah.
I see. So there's no way anybody else could have locked themselves in the bathroom except Peko.
Right.
I guess that would be true.
You locked yourself in the commode? You should have said so earlier.
There's no way she'd actually say that. Gosh, you are so insensitive.
Yeah, I mean, why would
She
you
locked
admit to
herself in
that?
the bathroom for that long? There's no doubt. It's oh, there's no way she'd admit it. There's no way she'd admit she was taking a
Of course
Hey.
not.
Weren't you guys taught any basic manners, or were you raised in a locker room?
Definitely in a locker room.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. How about we stop talking about this and move on to something else?
Yes, agree.
Don't worry. The smell wasn't that strong. I used the bathroom right after you, so you can trust me.
I said it's fine.
But still, you were in the bathroom for a really long time. Did you get food poisoning or something?
Yes, I think so.
As soon as I stepped into the office, I felt this sudden rush of pain in my stomach.
Right?
Because of that, I was unable to leave the bathroom, including when the blackout occurred.
Okay.
Hey, how did it feel to do your business
Oh
in
my
the dark?
goodness.
Did you
Seriously, Taro?
excited? Seriously,
Dude.
stop it.
For real.
But still, your stomach pain. Was that really just a coincidence?
I mean, she and Akane were the only ones that had
What's the deal?
food, right?
Don't butt into other people's business, especially if you didn't do any investigating.
I'm only butting in because you idiots are out of your element.
Okay.
Stop this childish nonsense. Just what do you mean by coincidence?
What I mean is it possible someone slipped her some laxatives?
That is true.
Laxatives?
If so, the killer could have tripped the breaker as soon as that girl left the
No.
office, don't you think?
Not unless they put it specifically into only the food on her plate, because there was no drugs found in Byakuya's system. So
I see. That might have happened.
maybe. The question is whether Pecco's stomachache was a coincidence or someone intentionally caused it. Depending on the answer, the outcome in this trial could change drastically. Okay, what do we have? The knife, the AC timer, embarrassing pose, party dishes. Party dishes. I think it's going to be party dishes. That's the one we're going to need.
Did you eat anything weird?
So the only thing she ate was the party dishes.
I don't remember eating anything weird.
Okay, we're going to listen to it all the way through.
Mention it, you brought food to the office, right?
Yes.
Just a little bit from the dining hall.
Right?
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
Maybe.
Taro cooked the food. How suspicious!
I wouldn't do anything like that. Laxatives would ruin the taste.
Ruin the taste. Okay, whether Pecco's stomachache was a coincidence or if someone intentionally caused it. We need to clarify that first.
Did you
What do we
eat
have?
anything
Party
weird?
dishes. Party dishes, knife,
remember
AC
eating anything
timer. It's not the knife. I don't think AC timer has anything to do with it. What does party dishes say? Tara to poured his heart and soul into cooking the various party dishes. However, Akane and Pecco were the only ones who ate them. I mean, we would have to say Akane didn't have a stomachache, right? Because nothing else would fit, I don't think.
Now that you
I think it's got to
mention it,
be the party dishes on the state for the
you brought food to
laxatives,
the office,
right?
right?
Because Akane didn't have any
Just
issues, and
little
she
bit
ate a
from the dining
bunch.
hall.
Plus,
There might have
Pecco
been some
said
laxatives
it
in
was
it, don't
as
you-
soon as
No, that's
she
wrong.
opened, or as soon as she went into the office, right?
No, it's impossible that laxatives were slipped into the food in the dining hall. Because Pecco wasn't the only one who ate that food. Akane ate some of it too.
A lot of it.
If the food had laxatives in it, I'm pretty sure Akane would have had stomach issues as well.
Agree. She probably would have had them worse.
I feel totally fine.
Like I said, the dishes are innocent. Don't go making weird accusations.
I apologize for causing a scene.
Fuyuhiko should apologize, not you. He's the one who made the laxative accusation.
Did you say
Really?
There's this bickering.
Thank you, Sonia.
Let's just dismiss Pecco's stomachache as a coincidence and go back to discussing the blackout.
Agreed.
Yeah. We already know that you trashy.
Seriously?
Tell us.
Dude.
Trashy.
Oh boy. As long as the murder happened during the blackout, then the blackout itself is what's actually important. So we need to make it clear how that blackout occurred. Now that's going to be the irons and the air conditioner, all coming on at 11:30, probably on an old power system. Irons, storage room, Taro and Chiaki's account. Okay, what are those going to be? It's not going to be Nekomaru's account. Chiaki's account. Fuyuhiko apparently came to the old building, then walked away. What else do we have? Iron. Oh, it was the irons in the storage room. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. Who tripped to the breaker and how did they do it?
If you can't answer that, I'm gonna bop you on the head.
Did they throw a stone and hit it?
No, we're going to
Maybe
have
they
to
used
probably
a
do
remote
that.
control?
No.
They probably messed with the breaker.
Okay, that's the one we'll have
It
to
does
do
not
it.
have to be the breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters. Or
Hmm.
maybe they caused a power surge?
Ah,
I bet
okay.
it's
We
really Monokuma's
agree with
fault.
the irons. Right.
Not a trashy.
I love how she just throws that in at the end. Okay, so we're gonna agree. Who was it? Was it Mahiro who said it? I don't remember. Pretty sure I already have that clue. Yeah, it's the irons.
The breaker, and how did? If you can't answer that, did they throw a?
Maybe they used a remote.
They probably.
It does not have to be the breaker.
Okay.
They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters.
Okay.
Or maybe they caused a power surge?
Yes.
I
Yes.
agree with that.
Exactly. It was Mahiro. Because they overloaded the breaker with the air
It's just as
conditioner.
Mahiru said. The
Mahiro,
blackout
yeah.
was caused by a power surge.
Yes.
Of course, that's not a coincidence. Someone caused it intentionally.
Exactly.
Which is why those 3 irons were arranged to cause the blackout.
Yes.
When you found them right after the blackout, the irons were still on, right?
Yes.
So by leaving those irons on in the storage room, they deliberately caused a power surge.
Yes.
Yeah, It seems that's how the killer caused the blackout.
Stupid fool! Hold on a second. Let me speak
What?
too.
Uh-oh.
What the heck?
Now
You
I'm
say the
confused.
irons in the storage room were used to trigger the blackout?
Yeah.
That's inexcusable!
Why? My guy. Rebuttal showdown. Oh boy. AC timer. Okay, it's gonna be AC timer. I'm pretty sure. Irons in the storage room. Either that or irons.
The
We'll have
irons
to
in the
see.
storage room caused the blackout. Then for the killer to turn the irons on. You're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
I can't back down.
Dual cross swords. What is? Oh. Oh. Whoops. Just a little bit more, and I can draw something out next time. Okay,
The
I
irons
didn't
in the
know.
storage room caused
I
the
didn't know
blackout
that
for
was
the
a thing
killer
we
to
could
turn
do.
the irons on.
We're gonna have to
You're
be
saying they went all
prepared
the
next
way to
time.
the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
Advance.
No, just
Okay,
because
okay.
people were in the dining hall doesn't mean they're not a suspect.
Right?
But the people in the dining hall weren't able to cause. If the irons caused the blackout, then the killer had to go to the storage room and turn on the iron.
Not
Now you
necessarily.
intend to take back what you said?
It is true the irons were responsible. It's true the irons were responsible for the blackout, but that shouldn't be the only reason. Okay,
The people
okay.
in the dining hall weren't able. If the irons caused the blackout,
Allow me to cut
They
through
did
those
cause
words.
the blackout, but also the air conditioner clicking on at
The irons are
11:30.
just one reason the blackout occurred, but they weren't the direct trigger.
Right.
The direct trigger was when the air conditioners in the dining hall and office
And
clicked on.
all that power was too much for the
air
circuit.
conditioners!
The timers for both air conditioners were set to 11:30 p.m.
Yes.
11:30 p.m. Mr. Ham Hands died around that time too.
Because that's when the blackout
I
happened.
see. When the timers activated the air conditioners, the breaker was tripped and caused a blackout.
Exactly.
I see. I understand. Indubitably.
I'm glad you do, my guy.
Indubitably?
They probably checked the old building's energy usage in advance and used the irons to nearly max it out.
And then when the air
So
conditioner
once
tripped
they set the air
on,
conditioner's timers, they just had to wait until they started up on their own.
exactly.
If so, even if Pekka was in the office, it still would have been possible to cause a blackout, indubitably.
Indubitably.
Miss Sonia, not you too.
Regarding the energy usage, they probably asked Monokuma about it.
That's
Dun,
true.
dun, dun. Is she right? Such a hateful bear. You deserve to die 1,000 deaths.
She does not like
1,000,
him.
you say? If I died that many times, I might really stay dead, you know?
Maybe.
Shut up! You guys just stay quiet!
Mhm.
Couldn't have prevented the blackout even if I was in the office. But even so, I feel regret.
Mhm.
If I was in the office, I could have reset the breaker in time. And maybe the murder wouldn't have occurred.
Maybe,
No,
but it's really
The
high
breaker
up.
in the office was built into a high area of the wall that's impossible to reach.
Right, yeah, she would have had a
Resetting
really
the
hard
breaker in
time.
that darkness would have been impossible, no matter what.
Exactly.
Sounds like you don't need to blame yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Even so, the killer is so sly. I'm starting to worry we may never actually find them.
But look at the expression on your face. You seem overjoyed by that.
It's all right. You don't have to worry. Because they're just a petty killer, right? They can't defeat symbols of hope like you guys.
Okay. Huh?
There's no way everybody will lose now. This little incident will just be a stepping stone for you all.
Will it?
In the end, hope always wins. That's what I believe.
Okay.
Nagito? What happened to you?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, you have been saying this whole time that there's no way a killer could be among us.
Right?
Oh, is that so? Well, let's just put that minor detail aside for now and talk about the incident.
Okay.
For now, we found out how the blackout occurred. But the question is, who caused it, right?
Right.
Anybody could have hid and set the timers for the air conditioners.
Correct.
Setting up the irons in the storage room could have been done before Byakuya set foot in the old building.
Yes.
What a shame. Any one of us is capable of that.
What are you implying?
Oh, Fuyuhiko.
He's just saying, after all this time, we still haven't made any progress.
Huh? Even though we have been arguing for so long?
Fortunately, it's the truth. Despite
Unfortunately.
the fact that we've discussed this at length, there's not even one clue that leads to the killer. But that might be because there's no way any of us could be a killer.
But he was still stabbed.
You're changing your story again?
Anyway, I have an idea about what we all should do at this point. Has anyone thought about our situation like this? Instead of surviving by doubting others, isn't it better to get killed for believing in others?
Is he actually the killer?
Doesn't that mean... Are you saying we should all just give up and die?
Nagito, there's definitely something wrong with you.
For real?
You guys only think there's something wrong with me because there's something wrong with you. Suspecting each other like this. There's no way that's
He
healthy
was the
behavior.
one who's cleaned up the whole room. He could have easily set this up.
Let's stop this already. We don't have to find out who the
I'm
killer
starting
is.
to feel like Nagito is the killer.
I can't stand this anymore. I don't want to do this to my friends.
I don't want to do this either.
Oh boy.
Me too. Please, take me home already. I want to go home and eat candy.
Stop it. If everyone acts like this, I'm gonna...
Cry?
Everyone calm down.
We're all friends, aren't we? There's no way one friend would murder another.
I don't know that we're all
Then
friends.
why did Byakuya die?
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares? Let's just give up already.
Um,
There are no clues that lead to the killer anyway. Not a single one.
I don't know about that.
What's wrong?
Chiaki to the rescue.
I think.
Okay.
Did you say something?
Cause we've already found a clue that might point to who the killer is.
Yeah?
You say?
You know who the killer is?
The killer? I don't know. But we do have a clue about a suspicious person. I think.
Okay.
I see. Then care to tell me, what's this clue you're talking about?
I'm curious.
First of all, let's try thinking about how the killer was able to obtain the knife during the blackout.
Yes, it was
Didn't we
under the
already cover
table.
that? They use glowing paint as a mark.
Yes.
No, not that. I mean before that.
How did they get it into place? How did it get under the table? Is she asking how the killer got close to that table? Even if they had to obtain the knife by relying on the glow from the paint in order to do that, they needed to get close to that table while it was still dark.
Let's try examining the situation. Mahiru's diagram might be useful here.
Okay?
The diagram of where everyone was standing before the blackout, right?
Right.
Here it is.
Okay. So, yeah, Nagito. He's literally right next to it. I mean, it's obvious. He's the one trying to talk. It's so painfully obvious. Just as I thought, this diagram is the clue. Who the killer is and how they were able to move to the table in the dark. That's clearly shown in this diagram. And it makes sense based on his behavior. First, we need to discuss how the killer was able to move to that table in the dark. The killer probably used something to help them move in the dark. It was the cord to the lamp, right? Spot selection. Select a suspicious spot. Is it the cord?
Here!
The cord to the lamp,
They
right?
must have used the desk lamp to move to that table in the dark.
Right?
The desk lamp? I hope you don't mean they turned on a light or something.
No, because the lamp was plugged in.
There was a blackout. There's no way the killer could have used the desk lamp.
Of course there's no way the killer used the desk lamp's light. The killer actually used the power cord.
I can prove it with this. They didn't turn the desk lamp on. They used its power cord.
Yes.
Power cord?
They
Right?
could have felt their way to that table using the power cord, right?
Yep.
By doing that, the killer was able to move to the table, then use the glowing paint to find the knife.
And there's only one person here who could have done that.
The one person trying to talk us out of this. And get everyone killed.
Who?
The only person here who could have possibly done it. Of course. Alright. It's gotta be you.
You're the only one! Nagito, it was you, wasn't it?
Me?
Oh, man.
Judging from everyone's positions before the blackout, the only person near the power cord was you.
Yep.
Which means the only one who could have felt their way to the table using the power cord was Nagito!
And he had plenty of time to prep the
That's
knife.
just a coincidence.
But still, you had a chance, right? A chance to hide the knife under the table?
When he was cleaning up the place. Nagito's chance to hide the knife under the table was when he was cleaning, obviously.
I see! Nagito, weren't you cleaning the dining hall all morning? If so, you would have had a chance to hide the knife.
Yep.
That's
obvious.
Factor in the power cord and the time you spent cleaning. You're the only one who could have done it.
And you wouldn't let us in.
Seriously? That's all just a coincidence.
Nope.
If it was
I don't
just
think
one
so.
coincidence, it'd be fine. But when it's one right after another, I wonder, is something like that even possible?
Could it be? Did you give yourself cleaning duty on purpose so you could hide the knife under the table?
Oh, man.
Now that you mention it, Nagito did prepare the drawing to pick who cleaned the dining hall.
That's true. To be honest, I already prepared a drawing because I assumed something like this would happen. To go to the trouble of preparing this, just what did you think would happen? Whoever draws the chopstick with the red mark on it will be in charge of cleaning, okay? Does that sound fair?
You rigged the drawing, didn't you? That's how you got picked to clean the dining hall, isn't it?
Okay. He's like speechless
I don't
now.
know if you're the killer or not, but regardless, it proves that you're suspicious, right?
If that's the case, that strange speech you made earlier, that was part of your plan.
Exactly, to get away as the
You
Blackened.
got us to lower our guard and tried to hide the fact that you did it, didn't you, you mother?
Yeah, I think you did.
Just admit it already!
Oh boy.
Nagito, tell me you object to this. Frankly, I don't want to believe it either.
But it seems suspicious.
We investigated together. You were so kind. I can't believe you're the one who killed Byakuya.
Oh, all his well-laid plans.
Say something.
He's going insane. Oh man. He's finally cracked. Oh man. He finally cracked.
The Ultimates are working together to combat the despair of their friend's death. How wonderful. How beautiful it is.
Huh?
What? Those eyes? At that moment, Nagito's eyes, the darkness in his eyes shone brightly, as if layers upon layers of darkness were folding into each other. What is going on? As if hope and despair had been crudely mixed together.
Cut to the chase. You're correct. It was my doing all along.
Okay.
I'm the one who hid the knife under the table before the party started.
Uh-huh.
I'm the one who used the power cord to find my way to the table in the dark.
Okay, and he's also the one who was trying to talk us into, like, giving ourselves up, right?
And of course, I'm the one who caused the blackout.
Like, if he's the Blackened, he would have survived and we'd have all died.
There's no way I'd whip out a knife in front of everyone, right?
Yeah?
Is it just me, or does he seem a little nuts right now?
Yeah, just a little bit.
But
just a smidge.
I never expected Byakuya to have night vision goggles.
Okay.
Because of that, we had ourselves a little scuffle under the table. And, well, you all saw how that played out.
Not
With a
well?
twist ending like this, I think we can all agree this ended up being a very interesting mystery.
Why do you seem so happy about it?
Byakuya performed admirably.
Just stop it already! Seriously! What the hell happened to you?
For real?
Don't tell me. Is this your true nature? Were you lying to us this entire time?
Maybe?
Me? Lie? That's outrageous. There's no way someone like me could ever lie to you guys.
Okay.
I understand better than anyone else that I'm ultimately worthless. Too arrogant
He's the
to have
ultimate
dreams
lucky
or
student.
cling to hope. Too disdainful to actually try at anything.
But you don't come
I've made
across
peace
that
with
way.
the fact that I'm a lowly, stupid, insignificant human who can't do anything right.
Is he brainwashed?
Holy crap! He's totally the type of guy who spent his childhood killing neighborhood pets!
Oh boy.
He seems like the sort of person whose eyes light up while watching Friday the 13th. Just like me.
I don't think you're supposed to
That's
admit
quite
that.
the hobby you have there. But, like, now's not really the time to bring it
Yeah,
up.
right? This guy, is he the real Nagito?
Hey, Nagito. If you were behind all of this, then did you also send that threatening letter?
Yeah?
Yep, I sure did.
Okay.
There's nobody else on this island whose handwriting is that painful to look at, right?
Wouldn't know.
But why would you send a threatening letter in the first place?
I think somewhere deep in my heart, I was probably hoping to find someone who would stop my evil deeds.
I mean, that's what we're doing now, right?
I bet if that really was my reason, at least some of you would feel sorry for me.
But would they?
Are you making fun of us?
By threatening Byakuya, Nagito was likely able to manipulate his actions.
Yeah? Then how about that old-looking building near the hotel? Well, if it's just cleaning, leave it to me. I'm actually pretty good at it.
In doing so, Nagito was able to manipulate everyone to the scene where the murder would occur. Am I wrong?
I don't think so.
That reminds me. Nagito was the one who suggested I guard the office.
Right? Well, not only is the storage room packed with lots of stuff, it's hard to see in there and full of cobwebs. And I was so busy cleaning the dining hall that I didn't even have time to clean the storage room. Or you didn't want someone to get to your irons. If you stayed in there for a long time, I think it would be bad for your health. In that case, why don't you guard the case in the office?
Oh, I get it. If Pekka was guarding the storage room, Nagito wouldn't have been able to use the irons.
The threatening letter, along with all your suggestions, it was all a trap to manipulate us.
Okay.
Yep, that's true too. But you're wrong about one thing.
Oh? What's that?
What?
I didn't need to rig the drawing for cleaning duty, you know?
Oh?
If that's true, then how did you conveniently get picked for cleaning duty?
Was he palming
Let's
it? Did
see.
he have like the...
Well, there's no
Pull it
way
out
I'd
last?
expect you to remember it.
Oh, no,
Worthless
he's the
talent for a
lucky
worthless
student, right? Nagito's talent. I believe his talent is ultimate lucky student,
I see!
right?
You're the ultimate lucky student. Then, did you?
That's right. I just trusted my luck. I trusted I'd be picked for cleaning duty.
Okay, it worked.
You just relied on your luck?
It's not just luck. It's true my talent sucks. But I'm still the ultimate lucky student, you know?
Right? Huh? I'm left with the red mark. For someone called the ultimate lucky student, you don't seem very lucky right now.
At the time, Hajime said I wasn't lucky. But it was actually the opposite.
Because that's
I
exactly what
was
he
lucky.
wanted, right?
That's why I got picked for cleaning duty. Just like I wanted.
Of course, of course.
Enough. I don't care about that anymore.
Okay.
More importantly, why did you kill Byakuya?
Right,
Answer
like,
me.
what was the motive?
Byakuya was a very capable leader. For someone like him to get killed? Oh, the despair it brings.
But you were talking
It's
about
only
hope.
fitting that you symbols of hope should use his death as a stepping stone to shine even brighter.
What does that even mean?
That was my only motivation.
You're not making any sense!
I agree.
Fine, let's start the vote already. I'm ready to kill this psycho.
Yeah, for real?
Monokuma! Please, wait!
What's going on?
Huh? The f-
What's wrong, Megan?
How should I put this? Is Nagito really the killer?
I mean, he just admitted to
What are
it.
you saying? He's already confessed, hasn't he?
Yeah?
I already know that, but there's just something a little strange.
Okay,
If
what
it's
is
only a
that?
little, then keep your mouth shut. Your ugly face is stressing me out. It makes me
Dude.
want to puke.
She's so mean.
I'm sorry.
For now, might I suggest we listen to what she has to say?
Right?
But we know who the killer is.
I mean, we can still hear her out.
Simply listening is acceptable.
Right?
However, I won't allow this to end with mere play. Now then, let us lift the curtain for our bloody spectacle.
Okay. From this point on, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they touch these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. Please time your truth bullets just right so they won't get interrupted by the white noise. By the way, if the difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In that case, all it means is this explanation didn't mean anything at all. It had no meaning whatsoever. Oh, please don't worry. I'm not going to fall into despair. Even though it's meaningless, allow me to say one more thing. In this debate, you won't be able to shoot down the white noise. That will be explained later. Okay, so if you want to press the start button... Oh, no, that's escape. That's a typo. Whoops. Well then, good luck and have fun. We discovered a typo, guys. Make your argument. What's it going to be? Ibuki's account? Chiaki's account? Kazuichi's account? Nekomaru's account? Well, Nekomaru's account is the bathroom. That one's not going to be relevant, I don't think. Kazuichi's account, during the search for Byakuya after the blackout, Kazuichi headed straight for the office. He didn't see anyone there, including Pico. I think... But we've already done that one, right? Chiaki's account is about Fuyuhiko appearing, right? What else was there? Who else's account was there? Ibuki. That was about where everyone was. What else do we have? Was Mikan's autopsy result? It may be about her stuff, right? Let's listen through it. If she knows something, that's the only one she's involved in.
He killed Byakuya with the knife he hid.
Did he?
Never mind. Thanks for wasting our time.
Oh my gosh.
Then let's prepare to cast our votes.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so why does Mikan think it's strange? Because she must know something that contradicts the crime scene. Right, she did the autopsy, so she's gotta know something. It was a 5mm blade, right? So that knife is gonna be too big, isn't it?
Confessed.
That's what we were thinking at the crime scene.
That Nagito is the one who did it.
Let's get ready to...
He killed Byakuya with a knife.
He did.
No, that's wrong.
It's too big, right? Let's see.
That knife might not be the murder weapon. That's what you wanted to say, right, Mikan?
That's what I think.
What the heck are you talking about? It's obvious the knife was the murder weapon.
Is it?
But based on the entry wounds on Byakuya's body, the actual weapon should be roughly 5mm in diameter.
And the knife's
5
much
millimeters
too
in
big.
diameter? That's like way skinnier than a knife.
Exactly.
That better be true. If you screwed up, I'll sell your...
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Poor Mikan, they're bullying her so bad.
Her.
Is this what you're trying to say, Mikan? As long as we can't prove that the knife is the murder weapon, we can't assume that I'm the killer.
I guess?
What are you saying?
No one else can be the killer. It has to be you.
Hey, don't blame me. Mikon's the one who said it.
He's so happy now. He's like, I got an out. Chiaki has something to say.
Are you still hiding something?
She's very observant.
Like, during the blackout, did something happen between you and Byakuya that we don't know about?
Who knows?
After all this, what else do you intend to hide?
Right?
Jeez, the moment your back's against the wall, you get all silent. You piss me off.
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff pisses
What
you off.
happened during the blackout?
I mean, we know because she heard it, right?
Your eyes like this? It gives you double vision.
Dude.
Don't get distracted. Our lives are at stake, you know?
Huh? Whose life is at stake?
Everybody's.
Seriously, how long is it gonna take for you to understand the rules?
Right?
Nobody can see in the dark, no matter how hard you think about it. The truth is beyond your sight. Don't you think that's a pretty clever metaphor?
Sight, maybe.
Despite the fact that it came from me?
No, that's not it.
Not it. What's not it?
The truth is beyond our sight. No, that can't be it. There should be some way to find out what happened in the dark. We know what that is. That was, Ibuki's. She heard everything, right? She was able to discern all the noise that the people were making, right? So it's got to be that.
I can prove it with this.
Right.
Even if we couldn't see what happened in the dark, I'm pretty sure someone could have heard it.
Right?
Isn't that right, Ibuki?
Oh, reals?
Yeah. Don't act so surprised.
You were the one who told me, remember? How everyone was shouting during the blackout?
Exactly.
Everyone, calm down. We gotta stay calm in a situation like this.
Ah! Don't step on my feet!
What the? What's
So-
going on here? This is...
Ow!
Turn the lights on. I can't eat like this, you know.
I wonder what was going on.
You guys? Where are you? Wasn't the blackout just in the kitchen?
Perhaps the breaker overloaded?
Hold on a sec. I'll go along the wall and do something about it.
Okay.
Such perceptive hearing. Impressive. I'd expect no less from the ultimate musician.
Of course.
It's a good thing your ears are awesome because your face, style, figure, and personality totally suck.
Tell us how you really feel.
You've cut me deep with your knife of truth. However, after hearing what Byakuya and Nagito said in the dark...
Yeah?
What the? What's going on here?
Right?
This is...
Ow!
Why did he say ow? Did somebody go past him?
It almost sounds like Byakuya fought back against Nagito or something.
Okay.
Well, that's actually what happened.
Oh? Huh?
As a sign of respect for Ibuki's talent, I have a small confession to make.
Okay.
I was actually shoved out from under the table by Byakuya.
Okay.
He shoved you out? Just as the blackout occurred, I hurried to duck under the table and grab the knife.
Uh-huh.
But Byakuya, wearing his night vision goggles, caught me and shoved me right out from under the table.
Okay.
That's right. I'm so incompetent that I couldn't even grab the knife.
So Byakuya stopped him when he was trying to get the knife. And he got shoved out from under the table before he could even grab it? Well, it sounds plausible. I mean, just from listening to what they both said at the time.
What the? What's going on here?
Right?
This is...
Ow!
Okay, so he like saw Nagito maybe? I could interpret it like that. No, actually, now that I think about it, that sounds like exactly what happened.
After getting shoved out from under the table, I was just as confused as you guys.
So then who
I
killed
lost sight of the
Byakuya?
glowing paint, and I didn't even know where the power cord was. Before I realized it, the lights had come back on. Byakuya's body was lying under the table.
Okay.
Hold on! Are you saying you're not the killer?
That's what I'm hearing.
From the very beginning, the idea to throw a party, hiding the knife, setting up the blackout, it was all going according to plan. But unfortunately, my plan failed. And all thanks to Byakuya's night vision goggles.
Right?
What happened after that?
You didn't expect
Even
those?
I don't know.
You failed? Then you're not the one who killed Byakuya?
So who did?
Then we're right back to square one!
Right?
How can that be? We spent all this time talking back and forth.
Exactly.
Meaninglessness. What other word is brimming with so much despair?
He's like so happy about the idea
But
of
you
despair.
can't give up. You need to have hope. Do your best and move forward.
Okay.
Rising to the challenge again and again is why you guys are the symbols of hope.
Right? Is Nagito really not the killer? Is this guy really the Nagito I knew before? No, there's no way I can say that. I just thought I knew him, but this whole time, I didn't know anything about this guy. I didn't know his true character. It's as simple as that. But now is not the time for me to dwell on that. We need to find Byakuya's killer by any means possible. Because if we don't, we will die here. Oh man. Oh, we've suspended the class trial.
Well now.
Now the class trial has reached its climax, but... Okay, here's a question for you. What's this? To those of you who figured out who it is, how about you try out the Guess the Killer challenge? Whoever fails to guess the right killer will have their save data melt away like butter. But if you guess right, I'll reward you with $10 billion. 10 billion? Of course, for those of you who don't know who the killer is, you can just continue on.
Then, what are
Now
you
then.
gonna do?
I think I like my save data. Left mouse button on the V. I don't know about that. Just kidding. You can't make a choice. There's no way you'd be able to guess who the killer is.
And of course, there's no $10 billion either.
Of course, we should have known.
You're so evil!
You truly are a villain. Of course. Oh man, just when we think Nagito's the killer, then it turns out maybe he actually isn't? Who is the killer? Was it somebody that was towards the back of the room? I don't know. We're gonna have to find out who this was in the next episode. So if you like this kind of content, please make sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff. If you want to watch live, we're on Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble, and the links are in the description. And if you want to see which games we're playing each day, I post them on x.com/Leara27. And I hope you'll join me in the next one. Until then, guys, bye.